Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. In this episode, we're going to be painting a black cat with acrylic paints. So let's get started. And I want to start off with a wash. So I'm going to spray the paper with some water. And then I'm going to take a large flat brush and let's take some of this yellow paint. So this paint, it's kind of has an orange tone to it. And I thought that would look nice underneath the cat and really make it glow. So let's apply that layer. And if you want to paint along with me, you can find the link to this sketch in the description below. And I can try to also put the reference photo, link that in the description also. I found this one on Facebook in a group called Free Reference Photos for Artists, which is a really good resource to find some great reference photos for painting. So you can go check that out. And now let's just let this layer dry completely, and then we will come back and add more layers. Now we can block in the darkest tones, and I'm going to use a size 8 flat brush. Let's take some of this burnt umber. Then I'm going to start putting that in. Just trying to get the feel and the shape of the cat. And we can go around the face. Trying to look at where the darkest values are. Kind of put those in around the eye and then around the nose. And this brush is great because you can make pretty large strokes with it. Okay, we'll start coming around the body. And I'm just kind of squinting my eyes, looking at that reference photo, trying to see where these dark values are. Come over here. And it's great to use a large brush for this stage because you're really just blocking in the shapes and you don't have to worry about the detail. Just trying to get the values correct. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of this burnt umber and I'm going to add a little bit of black into that. And we will just kind of add the black in. Again, putting it where the darkest values are. I'm using the edge of the brush to get into some smaller areas around the mouth. And then around the face is pretty dark. And then along this area. And the black is showing up darker than that burnt umber. Okay, so now I can move to the next color. So I have a mid-tone gray, and I can let some of that mix in with the black. And let's add this in. So it's just giving us a lighter value. And I'm also keeping in mind where the highlights are as well, so that I'll know in the next step where to put those. But the nose looks like it's kind of this grayish color. And then around the mouth, we get this gray color. Then around the face here. And there's a lot of gray kind of over, let's see, on this side. This is where the sun is hitting, so it's a little bit lighter over here. And then lighter where the leg is. And then right here, there's a sunspot that's pretty light. Okay, I'm kind of going around the eyes. Just trying to cover up some of that yellow. Okay, and you can kind of switch back to your darks if you need to. I'm going to add more black here. Just kind of balancing those values. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush, and then I want a lighter value than that, so we can take some of the gray and then add some of that titanium white so we can have a lighter gray. Don't want to go too light, but let's add that in for our light values. So around the ear, around the eye. So it's really where those highlights are. Around this eye. Then right here it's pretty light. And the nose. Then around the mouth. Okay, and then along here, just block that in where that lighter value is. And over here. Okay, so I think that looks good for a first layer. So let's let that dry, and then we can come back and kind of refine this and do a second layer. So I like the way this is looking so far. I really like how the eyes look like they're almost glowing. So now we want to add a little bit more refinement and detail. So I'm going to switch to a smaller brush, and let's try the size 0 round brush. And let's go around the eye with some of this black paint. We'll actually do the pupil of the eye first. Okay, and now we can go around the outside edge of the eye. It's going to be kind of the focal point of the piece. These glowing eyes. So we want to put a little bit more attention and detail there. Okay, so now let's see if we can sort of refine more of the face. So we could do kind of around the nose. And let's define that a little bit more. So you can sort of outline the nose. It's got sort of that heart shape. And then around the mouth. Can kind of give more definition there. Okay, so I'm probably going to go, I could go around the ears. Just refine those a little bit. It's a little bit darker around the outer edge, and then it gets lighter. Just kind of refine some of these dark values. Gonna make this a little bit darker around this eye. Okay, and now let's switch brushes to define the body a little bit more. So we can move to, I have a size 6 filbert. Okay, so we'll come back in with those dark values and just kind of redefine the shapes. So we have this leg. It's a little bit hard to make the shapes out here from the reference photo. So all the colors are kind of blending together. But just do your best. Try to make sense of the picture. Come down here. Just adding another layer. You have a lot of areas where the paint is not covering as well as you want it to. So don't be afraid to cover that up. You'll get some cleaner lines. Okay, I'm going to switch to that darker mid-tone gray. Kind of use that as a transition color. Try to keep your values, don't lose them completely. And also sort of step back so you can sort of get a better view of what you're doing. Okay, so I want to let that dry first and then add some of the next color. So while that bottom area is drying, let's go back to the top and add a lighter value of the gray. Kind of mixing the gray or the black and the white together. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of texture around the ears. Just kind of adding almost like a fur shape. Adding some of these highlights. Might even add some whiskers here. And then they don't really show on this side, but I think I'll just add a couple just so that it looks even. Okay, and then I'm going to take this color and let's add kind of some hair strokes along here. And then along this arm here. And then over to this side. Just adding a little bit of texture into the coat to look like hair. Okay, so now let's paint in the eyes. So I have this lime green color, and let's try that. So we'll add the lime green into the eye. Just kind of go around that black. Okay, so it's showing pretty yellow, but it's a little bit green. That yellow is really bright. Okay. All right, and now let's add a highlight. So I'm going to take a little dot of white, put that along the corner, and then we'll put one on this side. And now I'm going to take the size 0 round brush, and I want to go back with some black color and kind of put a little bit of hair texture along this area because I think the highlights are just a little bit too intense. So I'm just going to add some black back in just to try to help that blend a little bit easier. Okay, and so I wanted to put a purple background on this, but I actually really like the way it looks with the yellow. So I think we'll call this complete. So let's take off the tape. Okay, and that is a nice little cat painting that you can do. I hope you give this a try. It's a lot of fun. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.